Koenigsegg is a one-of-a-kind supercar company. For over 2 decades, Koenigsegg has been at the forefront of the motor industry, producing some of the most innovative and exclusive cars in the world. This is the evolution of Koenigsegg. The origins of Koenigsegg started in Sweden when Christian von Koenigsegg started the company. As a kid, Christian was, just like many young boys, fascinated by machinery and cars. When he was just 5 years old, Christian saw an animation from Norway about a bicycle repairman who built his own race car. After seeing this, he couldn't get over his dream of building his own perfect sports car. 17 years later, Christian founded the company when he was just 22 years old. That makes me wonder what I've been doing with my life. Unlike other car companies like Toyota that produce thousands of cars in a day, Koenigsegg only produces a limited number of cars at a time. For instance, only 6 Koenigsegg CC8Ss were ever produced. And this exclusivity comes at a very high price. So high that only incredibly rich people can afford them. Just 2 years after founding the company, in 1996, the first designs Christian made were turned into a prototype. The Koenigsegg CC prototype was the concept vehicle for other models that would be produced. A feature that made Koenigsegg unique at the time was the detachable and storable roof that could be stowed in the front hood. Originally, the engine was supposed to be a standard Audi 4.2-liter V8 engine, but since Audi and Koenigsegg couldn't strike a deal, Koenigsegg had to look for another engine. The CC was inspired by the Ferrari F40 and the McLaren F1 to create a minimalistic, pure, no-nonsense supercar with a Swedish twist to it. The goal of this prototype was to outperform all the standards set by the McLaren F1. Being a new company, many people were surprised that a new brand could pull off an outstanding performance at the first attempt, and this laid the foundation for the success of Koenigsegg. Fun fact, a 1:5 scale design model was made before Christian and his team made the real prototype completely by hand. Since it was done in a hurry, the car looked a bit rough around the edges, and the proportions were a bit off. In 2002, the first production car ever made by Koenigsegg was the CC8S. Its elegant design set it apart from its peers and laid the foundation for all Koenigsegg car models when it comes to aesthetics, philosophy, and functionality. The CC8S was powered by a Ford 4.7-liter V8 engine producing 655 horsepower. The car could blast from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3.5 seconds. But that's not all. The top speed was 240 miles per hour, or 390 kilometers per hour, making it one of the quickest and fastest supercars at the time. And keep in mind that it was their first production car. Fun fact, the CC8S won several awards, including a Guinness World Record for the most powerful production engine. In 2004, the Koenigsegg CCR was released. The new model replaced the CC8S and was improved in many ways. The body design of the CCR had a larger front splitter, a rear wing, larger brakes, new and large tires and wheels, plus upgraded chassis and suspension. The CCR achieved a record for the world's fastest production car at the Nardo track in Italy. The supercar could go to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds and reach a top speed of more than 242 miles per hour. It even beat the McLaren F1 that was capable of reaching 240 miles per hour. In 2006 came the third-generation Koenigsegg car, which was the CCX. Before that time, Koenigsegg cars were illegal in the US because they failed to meet certain requirements. The CCX complied with global safety and environment regulations so that it could also enter the American market. The CCX embodied many changes, including the roof that was raised and new bumpers, but the most notable change was that it had a new engine that was developed and assembled by Koenigsegg. Capable of reaching a top speed of 245 miles per hour, the CCX broke many records, including a speed record in Nürburgring and a Top Gear track record. This record would remain unbroken for 7 years. 2 years later, in 2008, a CCX edition was launched by the Geneva Motor Show. It had an improved 888 horsepower engine that was capable of reaching 250 miles per hour. In 2007, a more environmental-friendly version of the CCX, the CCXR, was released. It could run on recyclable 85% ethanol and was named the world's first green supercar. Nonetheless, the CCXR did not sacrifice performance and was estimated to reach a top speed of over 250 miles per hour. Over the years, Koenigsegg produced several editions of the CCXR. In 2008, the CCXR edition was launched at the Geneva Motor Show with a 4.8-liter twin supercharged Koenigsegg engine, producing a massive 1,018 horsepower. Only 4 units of this special edition were made. In 2009, Koenigsegg announced the CCXR Trevita. It was the first car to be made of white carbon fiber, which was extremely difficult to manufacture. The Trevita can accelerate to 60 miles per hour in under 2.9 seconds and reach an astonishing 254 miles per hour. Only 2 models were produced, making it one of the rarest cars in the world. Just a few months after the Trevita, the CCXR Special Edition were produced to mark the end of the CCX range. In total, with all variants combined, 29 CCX units were produced. Fun fact, the CCXR Trevita is one of the most expensive Koenigsegg cars. It was sold for a massive $4.8 million in 2017. As a side project, Christian and the other engineers at Koenigsegg started designing and building the CCGT race car for the GT1 class racing category. The first prototype was built with a 5-liter V8 engine. Initially, the CCGT met all the requirements, but a last-minute change in the regulations made it impossible for it to ever compete as a race car. The new regulation increased the minimum production numbers from 20 to 350 cars. That must have hurt. While the CCGT would definitely have been very competitive, it would never be able to race. In 2010, the Agera was launched, which means to take action in Swedish. And that is exactly what this supercar does. The Agera is powered by an in-house 5-liter V8 engine with twin turbochargers which generate 960 horsepower. This makes the car go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds. In the same year, the Agera won the Hypercar of the Year award by Top Gear. 1 year later, the Koenigsegg Agera R made its debut at the Geneva Motor Show. It received several improvements, including a new bumper, exhaust, and increased engine power. The Agera R could also run on biofuel, just like the CCXR. This supercar received a Guinness World Record for achieving the fastest 0 to 300 to 0 kilometers per hour in just 21 seconds. In total, 18 of these beautiful beasts were made. In 2012, Koenigsegg introduced the Agera S, which was built for markets lacking E85 biofuel. Thanks to its improved hollow carbon fiber air core wheels, this model has better acceleration and handling benefits. In total, 5 examples were built, including one special version which was known as the 100, meaning 100 in Swedish. This car was a celebration of the 100th car built by Koenigsegg. The latest Agera model was the RS, released in 2015. This amazing model combined some of the best features of the Agera R and the Agera S while using the latest technology features. In 2017, the Agera RS became officially the world's fastest modulated production car, with an impressive top speed of 278 miles per hour. The Agera RS was handcrafted and only 25 examples were sold for a whopping $2.5 million each. Koenigsegg officially announced the end of the production of their Agera models in 2016. To celebrate this, they launched the Agera Final Edition, which was a 3-car series. This Final Edition was so special that owners could fully customize the car by specifying any equipment from the Koenigsegg options list. In 2014, a sibling of the Agera R was announced, named the 1-to-1. This car was the first approved production car in the world with 1 megawatt of power, thereby making it the world's first mega car. It was one of the fastest supercars in the world, going approximately 280 miles per hour. 6 units were sold for $2.8 million, all of which were sold immediately. Fun fact, the weight of the 1-to-1 was reduced by 100 kilograms from the already light Agera R to bring it down to 1,360 kilograms, or under 3,000 pounds. This made it one of the highest power-to-weight cars in the world. In 2015, Koenigsegg launched their first unconventional hybrid car named the Regera. The car wasn't designed for on-track performance, and instead it was made to be a smooth, powerful hybrid GT. One feature that made the Regera unique is the Koenigsegg direct drive transmission. It removes the traditional gearbox and takes the car from 0 to almost 250 miles per hour in just one gear. Regera means to rule in Swedish, and ruling it did. The 3 electric motors and a powerful twin-turbo V8 engine made it the most powerful production car in 2015, with the most downsized engine of its time. And that's not all. It achieved a world record for the fastest production car, going from 0 to 400 to 0 kilometers per hour in under 32 seconds. The Regera is still in production today, and Koenigsegg will only produce 80 units in total. If you go back and study the history of Koenigsegg, you will find out that part of its success can be attributed to Jesko von Koenigsegg, the father of Christian. Therefore, in honor of his father, the Koenigsegg model that made its debut in 2019 was named after him, the Jesko. The all-new megacar had a redesigned 5-liter twin-turbo V8 engine and advanced aerodynamics designed with one goal in mind: blistering on-track performance. The anticipated top speed of the Jesko has not yet been revealed. Production will be limited to 125 units. A high-speed version of the Jesko was unveiled in 2020, the Jesko Absolut. The most obvious change is the removed massive rear wing. Instead, there are 2 rear hood fins designed to enhance the high-speed stability of the Absolut. Koenigsegg confirmed that it will be the fastest car the company will ever make.
The name also comes from the fact, of course, that this is the absolutely fastest Koenigsegg we will ever make.
How fast it will go is still a mystery, but Koenigsegg stated that it will have a top speed in excess of 300 miles per hour, or even 330 or 350 in the right conditions. Wow! That would make it the fastest production car in the world! Fun fact, Lamborghini has made many cars, which you can see in the Evolution of Lamborghini series. One of these cars is the Aventador. In total, there are about 20 times more Aventadors than all Koenigsegg cars combined. That just shows how exclusive Koenigsegg cars really are. The latest model is the Koenigsegg Gemera that is expected to go in production as of 2021. Just like the Regera, it is an unconventional hybrid car, but this time it has 4 seats, which makes it the first 4-passenger Koenigsegg car and makes it the perfect car for family trips. Well, that is if you can afford it, as the car will cost about $1.7 million. The Gemera is powered by a 2-liter tiny, friendly giant engine, which doesn't sound nearly as powerful as a twin-turbo engine, but don't be fooled. Together with 3 electric engines, it has a power output of 1,700 horsepower. Although the top speed isn't the priority, it can reach a software-limited top speed of almost 250 miles per hour. In total, Koenigsegg plans to create 300 units, which is more than any of the previous models. It's amazing how Christian von Koenigsegg, in the span of just 26 years, can create such an impressive and successful company. Koenigsegg has created some of the most powerful cars that have achieved many world records, and undoubtedly will achieve many more in the future. And many thanks to Koenigsegg for checking the script. Please subscribe so we can continue making animations.